It's Thursday, January 15th, 2026, and I just learned it's Bagel and Lox Day and also Strawberry Ice Cream Day, which feels like the most unhinged menu collab since AI-generated recipes. This is KoiCast. I'm Hunter.
And I'm Riley. And yes, I am thinking about a bagel topped with strawberry ice cream. And no, I will not be taking questions at this time.
Today we're talking about a very specific kind of creator pain, and it's letters. Typography. Because Zhipu's Z.AI just dropped GLM-Image, and people on X are basically screaming it can finally spell.
Which is hilarious because the bar for image models has been like, can you please not write SALE like a haunted ransom note?
Exactly. And GLM-Image is being positioned as poster, slide, infographic native, like marketing creative, where text inside the image is not optional. And what's interesting is the architecture. It's a hybrid setup with an autoregressive generator plus a diffusion decoder.
Okay, Hunt, translate that out of research paper and into what does my social team get on a Tuesday?
Yeah, so pure diffusion models are amazing at vibes and lighting and texture, but they've historically been cursed at precise structure. Autoregressive approaches are better at sequency things, like language and layout logic. Hybridizing it basically says, let the model think the composition and the words more like language, then render the pixels with diffusion quality.
So it's like the model writes the poster in its head first, then paints it?
That's the dream. Plus, they did post-training with reinforcement learning style optimization to improve alignment and output quality, especially around text.
Love that for us. But I'm going to be the wet blanket. Everyone's hyped it can spell. Cool. What's the real test for marketing safe typography before you let it generate paid social?
Great question. I'd test it like a brand safety checklist, but for type. You want a prompt suite that includes your ugliest edge cases, long product names, weird SKUs, punctuation, URLs, disclaimers, small footnotes, and the classic limited time offer ends line.
And different languages. Because the minute you go global, your cute poster generator turns into why is French suddenly italicized chaos?
Totally. Then you check three things. 1, character accuracy, meaning it spells exactly what you gave it. 2, kerning and spacing consistency, meaning it doesn't randomly mash letters together or stretch them. 3, hierarchy and legibility at feed size, like when it's shrunk down in a TikTok ad or an Instagram grid.
Also, does it keep the brand vibe? Like if your brand is minimalist, does it suddenly go circus flyer core?
Yep, and here's the annoying truth. Even if it nails spelling, you still need a human in the loop, because it might spell the wrong claim perfectly.
Thank you. It can spell is not the same as it can do compliance.
Now, the other big angle they emphasized, it was trained end-to-end on domestic hardware Huawei Ascend using MindSpore.
Is that real technological momentum, or is it geopolitical marketing with extra steps?
It can be both. Practically, it signals a parallel OpenStack where you can train and deploy without relying on the usual GPU supply chain. For teams, that means more models, more competition, and potentially more options to run locally depending on the ecosystem.
But for a creator in Ohio, the Ascend thing doesn't matter until it changes availability and cost. Like, can I run it? Is it in the tools I already use?
Exactly. Right now, the immediate value is open weights available on Hugging Face and an official API documented through Z.AI.
Okay, but talk to me about the pipeline. Everyone wants prompt to poster, and then they want it editable. Not just a flat image. What's the fastest path from prompt to something I can tweak in Figma or a deck?
Fastest realistic pipeline is generate a draft poster image with GLM-Image for concept and layout, then extract layers manually. That means you bring it into Figma, recreate text as real text, and use the generated image as the background and design reference.
So we're still doing arts and crafts.
A little. You can speed it up with automation though, like a script that takes the prompt, generates 3 variations, picks the best via a vision model scoring legibility, then hands your designer the top pick plus a palette suggestion and the exact text blocks. But true editable vector export is still janky unless the model outputs some structured format.
Yeah, until we get a model that outputs like, here's an SVG with text layers, we're still in screenshot land.
Now, quick detour in the ecosystem. OpenAI's been in full productization mode. There's a partnership with Zeta Global powering Athena. By Zeta wasn't basically an agent layer aimed at enterprise marketing workflows.
The dream and also the nightmare. Because I love the idea of asking what creative is tanking and why, and it answers like a smart analyst. But I do not love, sure, I changed your budget allocations while I'm asleep.
That tees up the permission model question. If an agent can take actions, the minimum safety bar is read versus write permissions, approval gates for spend and sends, and a sandbox mode where it drafts changes but doesn't publish.
And time delays? Like if it's about to email a million people, I want a cool-off window.
Yes, plus audit logs. Marketing teams need receipts. Why did we change this should never be a mystery.
Also, OpenAI chatter about an open responses spec. They're pitching it as reducing vendor lock-in for multi-provider LLM interfaces. Do you buy that, Hunter?
I buy the direction, but I'm skeptical of the vibe. Open can mean genuinely interoperable, or it can mean we made a standard that maps perfectly to our thing and kinda sorta to everyone else, like your hotel minibar being complimentary until you touch it.
Exactly. It's open like the door is open, but there's a bouncer.
Still, for builders wiring marketing stacks, having a common schema for tool calls and streaming events is huge. It lets you swap models when pricing changes, or when legal says we need an on-prem option.
Speaking of on-prem, open source LLM chatter this week has been all about Yuan 3.0 Flash. People are obsessed with it not over-reflecting, meaning it stops wasting tokens on endless self-checking.
Which matters because the hidden cost in automation is not just model price, it's how long the model talks to itself. If you're doing always-on multimodal stuff, like checking assets, summarizing dashboards, generating variants, those token savings become real money.
But does less overthinking mean fewer hallucinations, or just cheaper confidence?
It can be both. If the model is trained to avoid redundant loops, it might reduce the weird spiral where it convinces itself of something wrong. But it could also be confidently wrong faster. So you still need retrieval, grounding, and post-checks.
Which brings us back to open source and legal. Because open weights are great until your lawyer walks in like the final boss. What's the cleanest way to use GLM-Image or Yuan for brand assets without inheriting licensing or dataset drama?
Practical approach. Treat it like software procurement. 1. Read the license and keep a record of the exact version you used. 2. Don't fine-tune on anything you can't prove you own or have rights to. 3. Keep a human review step for claims, logos, and likenesses. And if you're high risk, run it internally rather than sending prompts and assets to random hosted demos.
And be careful with brand layout generation. Like if it imitates a competitor's campaign style too closely, you're asking for a messy email thread.
Totally. Now, I want to connect GLM-Image to the current social flood. Surreal AI video is absolutely taking over feeds again. Kling, Vio, Hailuo, everybody making reality warping clips like it's normal.
It's like the internet is a continuous dream sequence now. And honestly, if GLM-Image can make readable title cards and fake movie posters, that pairs perfectly with the surreal trailer trend. You generate the poster, then generate the trailer clip, then you're basically a studio.
Just don't let the agent set your ad budget while your self-assembling robot builds a sideways walking crab in the background.
Wait, I saw that story. Voice command robots that build themselves. That's the most I told the future to chill, and it didn't headline ever.
It all points to the same thing. Automation is creeping from content creation into real-world actions. So for creators and marketers, we're not just choosing tools, we're designing systems, permissions, and review loops.
Okay, last spicy question. In a year, do you think serious teams are self-hosting open models for cost and control, or are we all still renting agentic magic from a few vendors?
Hybrid. Enterprises will self-host for sensitive stuff and predictable cost, but they'll still rent best-in-class agents when it saves time and ships outcomes. Creators will mostly rent, unless someone packages open models into easy one-click stacks.
Yeah, because creators love control until there's a Docker error.
Facts. All right, if you're listening and you want to actually test GLM-Image, don't just generate a pretty poster. Stress test spelling, disclaimers, and brand rules, then build a loop that makes it safer over time.
And please, for the love of Bagel and Lockstay, don't launch an agent that can send emails without you watching it the first time.
That's it for today. Thanks for hanging with us on KoiCast.
Go check out koi.com/resources for AI news and updates.
And subscribe so you don't miss the next one.
And if you celebrate Strawberry Ice Cream Day, just know we support you from a safe distance. Catch you later.